Beyond what we see lies a whole world of terror beyond our imagination. From abandoned buildings and silent cemeteries to empty fields and dense woods.
Come on inside!
There's no place they can't hide.
Panas. Oke guys, dia kepanasan.
So join us to watch these otherworldly beings that have remained hidden for all the right reasons. Ohio has seen some weird times, but this one definitely takes the cake. There's a deserted colony with a creepy reputation, and one man decided he had to see if the ghost stories were true. He wandered into the empty streets, and that's when he saw it, a figure in a white dress slowly gliding through the abandoned colony. At first, it looked like a woman, so he moved in closer to get a better look. But when he reached out and touched her shoulder, the figure turned around, revealing a skeletal face with a chilling grin. No flesh, just bone. That was enough for him. He was terrified, so he bolted out of there, convinced the ghost stories weren't just talk. The colony was definitely haunted. Skinwalkers attacked. One evening in a quiet Indian village, a group of locals went out to gather firewood when they saw glowing eyes in the darkness and heard strange, unsettling sounds nearby. This made them curious, so they moved closer, shining their flashlights toward the source of the noise. To their shock, they saw these strange figures. These beings had an eerie, almost demon-like appearance. They seemed to resemble skinwalkers. What's strange is that one of them seemed to be hurt, and the others appeared to be helping it. Do you think this group was attacked or something? Cryptid creatures. One quiet night near an old abandoned house close to a forest in Pakistan, something strange happened. Just a few days before this video, local villagers had reported seeing unusual things that emerged after dark. From the video, these cryptid-like beings looked odd, not quite animal or human, and their movements were even stranger. They seemed to perform strange actions around the house, but it was hard to tell exactly what they were doing. Trolls' terror. In a small Japanese village, locals saw strange trolls with long ears and round faces that began appearing around the area. Have you ever seen anything like this before? These things had small bodies, but quite strange and scary expressions. People who saw them described them as performing odd rhythmic movements like a bizarre dance. Their faces looked dangerous as well. Everyone on the internet is eager to understand what these creatures are and where they come from.
Allahu Akbar. Astaghfirullahalazim. Astaghfirullahalazim.
Harley Hoffman's Bigfoot. In 2001, Harley Hoffman became famous for claiming he filmed Bigfoot in the forest of British Columbia, Canada. He described seeing a tall, hairy figure moving between the trees. The creature was covered in dark fur and walked in a way that seemed both human and distinctly different. The video showed this thing moving through the forest, which got a lot of people excited. Some viewers believe the footage provided real evidence of Bigfoot, which is a mythological being thought to be a large ape-like being living in remote areas. The video sparked a lot of discussion, especially on Reddit. People were divided on whether it was genuine evidence of Bigfoot or just a trick of the light and shadows. Tiny humanoid.
Takot naman to. Ano ka?
A lady leaving from her job was working late at her job site when she spotted something odd outside. She decided to record the scene with her camera. On the quiet street, a strange tiny humanoid figure appeared, partially hidden in the shadows. The figure was hard to make out because of the darkness. It just stood still and seemed as if it was staring at her. So many think it was really just a human trying to scare her. But to me, it looks like a tiny goblin, as those tiny cryptids usually came out at night. What do you guys think? Woods Cryptid.
What the hell is that?
In this next video, a man searching for his lost pet at night went into the nearby woods. In the dark woods far away, he spotted a pair of glowing red eyes staring back at him. From the footage, the eyes seemed to belong to a cryptid. The mysterious eyes shining brightly in the shadows looked very unsettling. Scared, he ran back, thinking his pet might have become a victim of that wood cryptid. Videos like these really make me believe in the legend of cryptids. What other legendary things are lurking out there in the dark?
What the hell is that?
Goatman. Two students were driving down a dark road in Turkey when their headlights illuminated a cryptid figure. Unlike goats, which have eyes on the sides of their heads, this thing had its eyes positioned right in front. It created an unsettling sight. Local residents were just as baffled, with many flocking to the area to catch a glimpse of this strange beast. But it never surfaced after this. People who witnessed that cryptid claimed it was a goatman, while some believe it to be the demonic creature that lives there and never allows anyone to invade its territory. Whatever the creature is, watching it still gives me chills. Werewolf in Zoo. One late night at a safari zoo in South Africa, a watchman heard strange, unfamiliar noises. The sounds were unsettling, and he decided to check on the animals to see what was going on. As he walked through the dark, he spotted two glowing eyes staring at him from a distance. He quickly switched back on his torch and was startled by what he saw. The figure looked like a large black creature with the body of a man, but the head of a wolf. Its glowing green eyes were fixed on him as it slowly moved in his direction. The watchman didn't wait to see more. He quickly turned and ran, leaving the mysterious creature behind. Could it be the legendary werewolf? What's your take on this? Live stream mystery.
Yo, there's somebody watching you on the back. Oh my god.
Live streams are all fun and games until a ghostly presence appears on camera. While a man was live streaming in the peaceful woods, things took an unexpected turn. He was calmly talking to his audience when a mysterious humanoid figure appeared behind him. How crazy is that? It seems to be moving silently through the trees. Viewers quickly flooded the chat, trying to warn him about what they were seeing, but the man had no idea. The humanoid being did not make a single sound. By the time the man turned around, the figure had already disappeared back into the forest. Gladly, the stream was able to capture it.
Yo, there's somebody watching you on the back. Oh my god.
Hawaiian Bigfoot.
Come on inside!
While camping in Hawaii, a man set up his camera to record footage for his blog. He left it running as he went to gather firewood. Later that night, he reviewed the video and noticed that he had caught something never seen before. Behind the trees, a large figure appeared for just a few seconds. It looked like a Bigfoot, or perhaps a dogman, though it was difficult to see clearly. The creature seemed to have a bluish tint, likely because it was far away, and was seen snapping tree trunks as it moved. And just like that, the figure quickly vanished. What do you think it was?
Come on inside!
Humanoid on Rooftop. In a remote Turkish village, a man decided to visit his old abandoned house in the forest. It had been years since he last went there, and he needed to pick up some items. As he approached, this strange thing caught his eye. On the roof of the house, a mysterious figure appeared. The thing had an eerie, cryptic presence. It was quite unsettling, and he noticed it as well. The figure looked like a humanoid creature, giving off a creepy, unsettling vibe. The man, frozen in fear, unable to move. The sight of this strange entity was so shocking that he quickly grabbed what he needed and hurried away. Skinwalker. Late one night, a group of friends was driving through a remote area of the Navajo reservation. As they drove along the dark, winding road, they saw a figure walking ahead. At first, they thought it was a hitchhiker and decided to slow down and offer help. But as they got closer, they realized something was strange. The figure, which had seemed human from a distance, looked twisted and animal-like up close. The friends were stunned as the creature suddenly dropped to all fours and raced off into the wilderness. Its eyes were glowing in the dark. Terrified, the friends sped away, trying to forget what they had just seen. In Navajo legends, this kind of creature might be a skinwalker. Encounter with Bigfoot. New Zealand is the last place one would expect to see Bigfoot, but the country is actually said to be filled with them because of its remoteness. Take this video, for instance, where a woman was picking herbs in a quiet forest. She suddenly heard footsteps approaching, and within minutes, it felt like something was coming right toward her. She quickly hid behind a tree to see what it was. A huge black hairy figure appeared. It was Bigfoot. The creature was enormous, calmly wandering through the woods, unaware of her presence. The woman stayed hidden, watching as the giant figure passed by without noticing her. Once it was gone, she quietly slipped out of the forest. What an amazing story she must have after this incident. Cemetery ghost. Starting off, locals near a cemetery in Florida were left puzzled after this strange encounter. The dashcam footage shows a car taking a turn into a cemetery. As it passes graves, the atmosphere is already very eerie and unsettling. And suddenly, a mysterious figure appears in the air, hovering silently for a moment before disappearing without a trace. Because the car is moving, it is hard to notice. But if you slow down, you will see the ghostly figure. It seems to be completely still. Those who have seen this video are sure it's a ghost. Living corpse.
Aduh, panas. Oke guys, dia kepanasan.
In a quiet town in Peru, neighbors began reporting strange and disturbing noises coming from an old abandoned house. Upon investigation, they found a cryptid-like figure sitting on a decaying chair. Its face was partially covered by what appeared to be cloth. The figure sat eerily still, emitting low, unnatural sounds. It looked as though someone had risen from the grave, filled with aggression. The investigators were baffled by the sight, unsure of what they were witnessing. Ghost hunters were called, and efforts began to cleanse the place of the evil spirit. Shockingly, as soon as the spell was cast, the creature vanished and was never seen again.
Hilang.
Demon sighting. Mexico is famous for its eerie roads, so it was not a surprise when two friends almost hit a ghost. As they were driving in the middle of the road stood a strange figure. It was holding two long objects, and it seemed like it was performing some sort of ritual with these objects, but wasn't actually touching the lifeless body nearby. The friends watched in shock as the figure moved in a peculiar way. It was clearly involved in some mysterious activity. The whole scene felt surreal and unsettling. Realizing they were witnessing something beyond their understanding, they decided to leave quickly. Nighttime visitor. This next video comes from Romania, where a security camera captured a strange event in the dead of night. It shows a car parked by a house, but then suddenly a tall, unusual figure appears on the footage. This odd, lanky creature moves slowly towards the car, then walks right past it and disappears from the camera's view. The video cuts off abruptly. What just happened there? Many people who have seen the video think the creature might be some kind of humanoid being. What it was doing or what it wanted remains unclear. Mysterious face. This group of friends was enjoying some time outside in Ohio and decided to film a video. When one of them later checked it, she saw that behind one of the friends, there was a strange face peeking out. It seemed to be watching them, even though there was no one else around at the time. The face looked unusual and a bit unsettling. The friends were scared by this mysterious appearance. They hadn't seen anyone else around while they were filming, so they were left wondering what or who it could be. It looks humanoid, but I have this strange gut feeling that it is not human. What do you think it is? Red Skinwalker. One evening, a guy from Ohio was just enjoying his day off from work when he walked close to his window and looked out into the forest behind his place. He saw a strange figure appearing from the trees. It had dull red skin, glowing eyes, and long pointed ears. All those features are very much like those of skinwalkers. The figure seemed to be watching him from a distance, standing still at the edge of the forest. It didn't move closer, but stayed in the shadows, with its bright eyes fixed on him. Scared, the man informed the police, but before they could arrive, the creature had already vanished, leaving him with nothing but a lifetime of fear. Bigfoot's strength. You may have seen Bigfoot in videos, but I am sure you have not seen its show of strength, so behold. In a forest in Ireland, a person set up his camera to record nature. But instead, a huge Bigfoot appeared on video, breaking a tree limb and throwing it right at the camera. How crazy is that? The video is proof of the legendary creature's astonishing strength. Bigfoot snapped the tree limb effortlessly and aimed it directly at the trail camera. I tell you, Bigfoot's raw power has never been recorded before. Creepy dogman. A few years back in Peru, a villager decided to set up a camera after his chickens started disappearing mysteriously. One day, while reviewing the footage, he was shocked to notice a really creepy being whom he thought was a dogman. Standing 10 feet tall with terrific features and dark furry body, the cryptid could be seen directly staring into the camera as it was aware of being filmed. With a threatening gaze, he warned the villager. Scared, the villager left the area with the rest of his chickens and never looked back. Shape-shifting figure. Moving on, we have this security cam footage recorded on April 27, 2020 in Chile. The video showed a person walking down the street, but something odd happened as he moved. His body began to change shape, and he slowly transformed into something unrecognizable. What made it even more unusual was that the person started to fade, becoming almost transparent. He was barely visible on the camera. Despite this eerie transformation, the people nearby seemed completely unaware of what was happening, as if they couldn't see the figure at all. Maybe he was a shapeshifter, or he could be someone teleporting to some other dimension. Who knows? Massive orangutan. On Friday, August 26, 2019, residents of East Chilean, Indonesia were left in shock when a gigantic orangutan appeared in their neighborhood. When I say big, it's actually very big, almost as big as a small house. The huge creature attempted to climb a tree, but the branch was too small to hold its weight. Locals speculated that the orangutan had wandered into the area because its forest home had been destroyed by illegal logging. This is a very common problem in Indonesia, and when there is no place to go, these animals move towards the urban land. With fewer trees to live in, it seems the animals were forced to explore new territory in search of food and shelter. Cryptid in Vietnam. In 2023, a CCTV camera in a Vietnamese garage recorded something unusual. The footage shows a small, mysterious figure moving around in the dark. Some folks think it looks like a leprechaun because of its tiny size and odd movements. Others believe it might be another type of cryptid. In the video, the creature quickly appears and disappears, making it hard to get a good look. Its strange shape and actions have led to many guesses about what it could be. Russian chupacabra. When I hear Russia, I think of Bigfoot, but to my surprise, there are other legendary creatures there as well. Farmers in Royal Russia have reported seeing a strange creature they believe might be a chupacabra. This mysterious animal has been causing problems with their livestock. It appears to be covered in white fur and preys on chickens or other cattle. The first chupacabra report started in Puerto Rico in the 1970s. Since then, people have claimed to see them in other places, increasing the threat to their livestock. Mexican dogman. In this next 2015 video, a strange event in Mexico left people baffled, to say the least. While driving on a highway, two people saw a creature that looked like a mix between a human and a dog running with a group of stray dogs. This odd figure moved in a peculiar way, blending in with the dogs as if it was part of their pack. But its limbs were very human-like, and ran alongside them, behaving in a way that was both fascinating and hard to explain. The footage was taken from the side of the road. I really have not seen a human behaving in such a way. Have you? Vanishing Skinwalker.
Oh, frick!
While exploring the depths of a remote Australian forest, a group of geologists had an experience they'll never forget. As they surveyed the area, a stranger being caught their eye, a figure that seemed totally out of place. For just a few seconds, they saw what looked like a skinwalker, a creature that seemed to shift between human and animal forms. Before they could even process what they were seeing, the figure vanished back into the dense forest, leaving them in stunned silence. It was a brief moment, but enough to leave the group questioning what they had just witnessed.
Oh, frick!
Morning walk ghost. This next video will make you rethink about taking a walk in the morning. In Cumber Park, Nottinghamshire, a British couple were walking their dogs when they noticed something strange. They felt an odd presence and sensed they weren't alone. Cumber Park is known for stories about the gray lady in a gray cloak. As the man went to fetch their Labradors from the car, the lady saw a white ghostly figure in the distance. She quickly grabbed her phone and flashlight and followed the figure. When the guy returned, she excitedly told him she thought she had seen a ghost. Ifrit Jinn. This person decided to explore an old abandoned house in the countryside, like it's a normal thing to do. Believe me, he was not happy. The house had been left untouched for years, but as he wandered inside, he came across a figure that startled him. The man claimed the figure resembled an Ifrit Jinn, a devil from ancient tales. Its appearance was eerie and unusual. Despite its unsettling look, the man felt more fascinated than afraid. In a blink, the figure disappeared, leaving him with a story he would never forget. Peeking cryptid. While taking a peaceful stroll through a quiet forest, a man spotted something odd tucked away inside the hollow of a large tree. When we pause and look closely, it's clear that a cryptid being is peeking out from the shadows, with its glowing eyes locked right on him. But instead of being threatening, the creature seemed to be more scared than anything. It stayed hidden in the tree trunk like it had no intention of stepping out or causing trouble. The man paused for a moment, watching this mysterious little being, before deciding to quietly back away, leaving it to its cozy hideaway. Goatman. A strange video from a Toronto cemetery has left people confused. In the footage, a cryptid was seen sitting on a grave. What's fascinating is that it was acting in a bizarre way. The creature had two large horns and seemed to change its appearance. At times, it resembled a mix between a man, a goat, or even a gargoyle. For a few moments, the creature stayed on top of the grave, moving in odd ways. The person who shared this footage claimed that he had often seen that creature sitting on random graves, but what could be the purpose behind this is unknown. Glowy eyes. A guy from California heard a strange noise in his backyard and went to check it out. As he looked around in the dark, he spotted two glowing eyes staring at him. The creature had horn-like ears and an unusual appearance, and it was standing quietly as it watched him. The man stood still, unsure of what he was seeing. He had never seen anything with such a horn, and to be honest, neither have I. Despite its strange and creepy look, the creature didn't seem to want to harm him. It just stayed there for a moment, staring back at him before vanishing. Trucker sees giant. On the morning of May 30th, 2024, a trucker working near Sunchild First Nation Reservation in Alberta had an unusual experience. While picking up equipment at a rural site northwest of Rocky Mountain House, he saw a huge, upright figure standing at the edge of the area. The trucker only noticed the creature, which appeared to be 11 and 13 feet tall. When he got out of his truck, he was shocked, so he quickly ran back to his vehicle and drove away from the site. Fortunately, the dash camera recorded the creature as the trucker drove onto the site. To find out more, remote cameras have been set up around the area. Strange visitor. In the middle of the night, two friends were startled by loud banging on their apartment door. The noise was constant, and someone kept moving the door handle. Feeling nervous, they got up to see what was going on. As they approached the door, the banging grew more intense. Just when they were about to open it, a large white shadow of a woman appeared at the door. It looked so eerily, but she quickly disappeared, so they did not have any time to make out what was actually happening there. Jogger's scare. A jogger was seen running through a remote mountain in Toronto. This was a common trail where he had been for a long time. As the camera focused on the trail ahead, a dark, odd-looking creature was seen crouching on the path. This was the first time he had seen it. The more the footage played, the stranger the creature seemed to look. This intriguing sight has led to various guesses about what the creature might be. Some people think it could be a new animal species, while others suggest it might be a creature from local legends, or even an alien being. What do you think? Cryptid guardian. A group of people decided to dig up the backyard of an old abandoned house, using heavy machinery to help with the task. They were hoping to find something buried there, but their plans were soon interrupted. As they started digging, unusual cryptid creatures suddenly appeared. These creatures seemed upset and made it clear that their digging had disturbed their home. They were barely visible, but it was clear that they were not normal. Realizing they might have disrupted a hidden habitat, the group stopped and left that area. Alien under the car. After leaving the mall and heading to his car out of the blue, an alien appeared right in front of him. The creature seemed terrified and quickly scurried under the man's car, trying to hide. He was stunned as he saw the alien crouched beneath his vehicle, clearly looking for a place to escape. It looked like the alien was trying to hide from something it found frightening. He couldn't believe what he had just witnessed and wondered what could have caused the alien to be so scared. He quickly called the teams to look for it, but the alien had vanished. Maybe it jumped into a portal and went back to where it came from. History of witchcraft. Near a forest in Africa, a woman has been recorded performing witchcraft. She looked strange, just like a witch, and some people even reported it to the police to arrest her. If you are not aware, in medieval Europe, the idea of witchcraft has grown intense. Women were often accused of being witches, believed to be using their powers against their neighbors. Those accused of witchcraft face serious consequences, including intimidation, exile, or execution. There are still laws preventing such practices. Despite many trials and executions, only a small fraction of the accused were actually magical healers or midwives. Basement guest. One night, a lady heard some odd noises coming from her basement. She never had such an experience, and because she lived alone, scared, she grabbed a flashlight and went to investigate. As she descended into the dimly lit basement, she turned on her flashlight and saw an alien hiding behind some old boxes. Can you believe it? The animal had large, round eyes and a small, slender body. She backed up the stairs slowly and called the police. Many people think it's an edited video, while others are not so sure. They believe the video is authentic. What are your thoughts? Strange poolside encounter. Moving on, we have this home security camera footage that captured the unknown by the swimming pool. The footage revealed a peculiar rake-like creature peeking over the wall. It had glowing eyes and a long, thin body, just like that of aliens we have seen before in this video. This is proof that these aliens are real and living among us. The alien seems as though it was trying to sneak into the yard. The creature's spindly limbs and curious stance drew immediate attention when the homeowners reviewed the footage. Confined chase. One evening, as a man was biking home through his village, his headlights caught something lurking in the tall grass. The sudden light seemed to startle the creature, and before he knew it, it was charging straight toward him. The creature had glowing eyes and an odd appearance, and it raced forward. It left the man both shocked and curious. Was it a rare animal or something a bit more mysterious? No one could say for sure. Strange sighting. This farmer was busy with his usual chores when something caught his eye. While working near an old wooden wall, he noticed a strange figure moving on the other side. It made him curious, so he leaned in and peered through a gap in the wall. But by the time he looked, the creature had already disappeared. It's time for today's open discussion. One night, a group of friends in Chicago decided to have some fun exploring the nearby woods. They were in the middle of a game of hide and seek when Mike, one of the group, accidentally got separated. Feeling a little lost, he switched on his flashlight to navigate the darkness. As the beam flickered through the trees, Mike suddenly froze. His light caught something eerie. There among the shadows stood a ghostly humanoid figure, moving slowly. Of course, this made him panic, so he bolted, screaming for his friends. By the time they found him, the mysterious figure had vanished. Thank you very much for watching the video. Do like and share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again.